it goes, how quickly it connects. All right, let's see. Let's see where we are. All righty. All right, we're live.
Have to.
Finally live. Yeah, LinkedIn is throwing tantrums against whatever. I just hope it's live either way on LinkedIn. It is live on YouTube and Facebook.
Hello,
So yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to Odys Talks. Everyone watching, listening. Today we're going to have a terrific conversation, which is going to be a little different from all the previous ones, I guess. Although recently we've been pivoting towards business management, business building, and stuff like that. But today we're having like several tech masterminds here, so this is going to be very very cool. All right, so naturally this show is hosted by Odys Global, your one-stop shop for H domains, premium names, and websites, as well as several additional services including 301 redirects, uh, fully managed hosting, topic clusters, and EEAT audit. You can check it all out on odys.global. And today I'm joined by three amazing gents. It's Robert Niechciał of Vestigio, Michał Suski. I forgot to ask you
Perfect.
how your
You
last
did a
name is
great job.
pronounced.
Just say
Right,
surfer, I guess.
of Surfer, and Nemanja Mirkovic of Sleep Advisor and a number
Previous.
of different things. So welcome, guys. Why don't you introduce yourselves and add whatever you want others to know about you? Robert?
So, hello, everyone. I'm Robert. I'm based in Poland as Michał. It's a pleasure to have my Polish boy with me on sort of global, let's say, streaming. So, yeah, I'm here forever. Let's say I'm in the industry for close to 20 years already. So, the half of my life, let's say, oh, Polish
Oh,
Hell yeah.
he's always prepared. But it's a Polish flag. But what's next, typical in Poland, let's say, or I'm sure he has it somewhere in the room. And yeah, and now
You don't
I'm
want me
running.
to show it.
Yeah, now I'm running data science SEO. We are focusing on delivering job and results for big clients, and we have a specific approach for AI and scaling technology and trying to involve cutting edge technology in the optimization processes. And we are constantly thinking how to uh, trick the game and grow. And grow. Of course, I'm not up to black hat SEO and dodgy stuff, but about the latest stuff and technology. Yeah. So thank you. It's
awesome.
me.
Nice.
Awesome. Nemanja?
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for inviting me. I'm super honored to be here with Robert and Michal, two giants of the SEO industry. And yeah, even though we haven't had a chance to meet in person, actually, I met Robert, but it was just a handshake. So hopefully, we can have a proper chat soon. But yeah, I ran different businesses in the SEO space, from BBNs back in the day to affiliate sites, build ups, and finally Sleep Advisor, the affiliate site, which kind of grew pretty big, among the top 5, I guess, in the sleep space. And yeah, sold that 2022. Now living in Cyprus, swimming every day, enjoying, and kind of dabbling in investments, trying to figure out how to do that. But yeah, learning from scratch, I guess. It's a bit different than entrepreneurial game.
Awesome. Thanks. And Michal?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. That's the first thing I would say. And yeah, just a few words about myself. So right now I do innovation at Surfer, which is basically playing with data with a couple of fellow data scientists and programmers, which is basically the place where every SEO would like to be. So like no timeline, no budgets, just figure out something that will be a little bit better than the baseline, which is like yeah, really nice place to be. And similarly to Robert, we are playing with the AI with some new technology, trying to like figure out how to write these articles in an automated way and how to figure out what to write about next to create some sort of authority in a website. And besides that, I'm almost like the mania, but I'm skiing every day. It's winter, my favorite time of the year. So yeah, that's what we do in Poland right now. We ski.
Oh, so it's snowy in
Lovely.
Poland right now.
Yeah, it is. Even
Oh,
even in
nice.
my place, it's like totally white all
Wow.
over the place.
Well,
Yeah, we've had just one day of snow about like 1.5 weeks ago, and it all melted within a couple of
Oh,
days.
pity.
Yeah. All right. So we're all set. Let's hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Okay. No MGM Grand Arena. So sorry about that.
You should ask Paul Rivera to run this for you, like on the microphone. He is a beast on these with the SEO video show, right? He's going crazy on the microphone.
Yeah. All right, guys. So a lot of things are happening in the digital space, in the SEO space in particular, like with all the AI madness going on for the past year. Bunch of people trying out different stuff. So some are trying, like Robert and Michal, trying to find like the most advanced and most technical ways to use it, the most, let's say, foolproof ways to do it. Others take advantage of like whatever it is out there and just to build and burn and make whatever they can while it works. What's the situation with this promising yet still so controversial tech these days in terms of site building, SEO, and overall like business building? I'm talking about
So-
AI.
Yeah. But AI is the one thing, and it's a process, and let's say it changed the world and technology and everything. And the thing is, we can't stop it, and we also can't catch it actually, because it's moving so fast. There's a lot of brand new software companies each day, brand new model, brand new everything, brand new startups each day, every day, and it's not possible to catch. But if the result, in especially in a SEO field, there is huge inflation of content because of it, because it's so
Mhm.
easy to generate even in bulk. And the most important stuff we need to ask ourselves for 2024 and following years is why Google needs to, or not Google, let's say internet or customers, whatever, why they need to rank us or trust us or see us or get us somehow and find us somehow, well, in the world where there is too much content. And Google for sure will cut the waste, cut the garbage somehow. And we are in the moment when we think, okay, yeah, we can outrank the whole internet and grow so fast. But at the end of the day, we will realize, I think it will be in the next 6 months, that nobody need it. So in one hand, there is unlimited option. In other hand, who need it?
Yeah, like imagine
And
the
it's the
situation.
case.
We already had issues with indexation for like not only couple of months, but even like couple of years now. And when people are pushing so many new pages, like thousands or like millions or like I have no idea how many, but crazy amount of new content to the web, they have to calculate it and figure out the rankings. And with the technology they implemented back in the days with the bird, with semantic understanding of these pages, they have to push even more and more computing resource in understanding these pages. And knowing that there's like tenfold or hundredfold more content being pushed through the indexation API, like we need to stand out somehow, and that will be the biggest thing to like how to be relevant, how to stand out from the crowd, because the crowd is huge now. The crowd is gigantic.
And it's doubling each month. Each month there's too much noise in internet right now, and we are thinking about technology. And me and Michał are working in different companies, but I guess we have a same mind in this case. We need to figure out how to make it better and how to make us visible for Google and worth to spend, I don't know, crawling budget, processing budget, understanding budget, whatever I name it, budget for us is the biggest issue. But I don't know how, but we are on the platform of Odys who sells domains, and maybe is a good investment for following years somehow. Yeah.
Well, speaking of on behalf of Odys, not well, of course, yeah, I'm part of it, but still, like, I don't remember who was it. Probably was Jason Mills of the Affiliate School. In one of the episodes, he said that like age domains in particular, they're here to stay because a domain that has like a perfect, clear and clean history, like no abuse or spam cases and stuff like that, it's always going to be appreciated by Google. It's always going to count. So yeah.
Yeah, so
Perhaps
basically,
it
like,
is.
if the AI leveled, if the AI leveled the field on content, like if everybody has access to cheap content, right? Like, what sets you
Limitless.
apart? Yeah, exactly. And like, what sets you apart? It's the domain. Like, somebody cannot blow 30 grand into a domain. They cannot, have that easily, the EAT and all that stuff. They cannot do YouTube videos and all these things that make quality content. But I've seen several examples of cheap content outranking the something that's perfectly optimized. They have super good EATs, they have YouTube videos and all that. Like, what's your opinion? Like, other than some shady black hat stuff, like, what would be the reason that Google is completely messed up right now and ranking this piece of crap content?
I remember from like a couple just mentioned the YouTube videos that make the content better and better. But on the recent update, I don't know if you heard, but I will just drop it because it may help some people. If a page tanked after the recent update, there may be issue with processing the video. And if you find in your Google Search Console issues with parsing the video on the page, you just delete that video and resubmit the URL, and it instantly gets to the top. I read about it on a group, and I talked to people in Chiang Mai, and it came up. So well, you just guys try it. That might be helpful for someone.
So conclusion is they don't have resources and they made mistakes with it. Just it.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's
fair
a
enough.
thing. Yeah.
So you basically,
Possible.
for you to rank, and for somebody to see your content, you have to completely destroy the quality of your content. So that's the idea, I guess. Remove the video, remove anything useful and awesome. You're using less resources, and Google will love you. Seems like seems like a poorly run country, I guess. Just remove everything that's good and just keep it afloat.
Well, it actually sounds a lot like people like James Dooley and Kaz Radesh are saying, like, if there's something wrong in your site's content, just go back to it, fix it, or remove it altogether and see how it works as a result. Yeah, so I think it is something similar to that. Now, sorry, just a second. So when it comes to actually getting out of the, let's say, digital shell, online shell, and building a legit brick and mortar business, let's say, right? Even though if it's a service like Surfer, for example, like used by millions of people around the world.
I wish.
Well, okay, I don't know the statistics, but the first time I've heard of Surfer was like back, like 6 years back, I think, or 5 years back, and when I was a freelance writer, and a client just sent me the link to Surfer and said, use this to to create like the article that I need, you know. So it's been for around for a while.
That
It's
was a
now-
huge growth hack for the brand. I can tell you, like so many people like you realized that there is something like this because they just received a shareable link that will help them produce that SEO optimized content.
yeah.
That was huge. Like it was huge for the brand back in the days. 100%.
No, absolutely. I'm sure it is. So yeah, getting back to the thing I was trying to say. When it comes to building a brick and mortar business that's legit, that's not just an affiliate side or whatever, the display ad side. Um, does this new tech help at all, or is it a new bottleneck?
You know, the thing is, it's too tempting right now, and the temptation is so high that we will, you know, deep dive to everything with AI, and we will grow and bank. The thing is, we need to step down a bit, wait this period of next month, see how the market will go and shape, and then try to jump to the train. The train is still moving, and it's now possible to jump to it. In half a year or 1 year, it won't be possible anymore.
It'll
I
be
guess.
just moving too fast.
And at the end, we need to think about the users and trying to do something good for the internet, because it's too tempting to produce. I can't name the number of websites right now.
Yeah.
Huge
To shit in,
amount.
to shit in and get shit out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but without this user's perspective. And that's it. If we wanna build stable business, we need proper foundation. Proper foundation are based on users and this sort of signals and our history, because everything in the internet in Google is based on history. It's also reason why we can't rank brain domain, let's say next week, but we can rank parasite website on Guardian or Outlook India in next 7 days. Everything is based on history, and we need to build it. And then just a regular business, in all type of regular business, you need to have monetization, and monetization is also always based on users. So it always come at the end of the day to the users and this sort of signals. If you will satisfy them, you are good to go. If not, you will be penalized someday somehow, and
Yeah.
it will happen for sure. I'm sure that Google will be much better in labeling AI content and garbage content, even on good websites. I mean, strong domains. I mean, but I'm quite sure in next months they will be much better in it, and then they will penalize, because there's too much garbage right now in the internet.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Just to linger a little bit on more on AI and AI content in particular. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I totally understand the idea, but as some of the trusted and mm, highly professional writers are saying, that like modern, let's say these nowadays AI content, like the good one, is actually the same content that pretty much the same content written by humans, unless it's very like niche specific, very deep, you know, because most of the writers are doing pretty much the same stuff. They're taking information off the web, they
Yeah.
restructure it, they rewrite it, and stuff like that, you know. So
Mhm.
I don't know, is it actually a lucrative idea at all to label AI content if it's good enough and if it answers the user's intent and yeah, whatever they
Because
need?
the thing is that if people are already based on large language models, it has a problem of biases, hallucination, and a few other problems. And if everybody works same way and have the same data sets and same data, there is no difference. And I'm sure I will ask my colleague Michał, but I'm sure that we are working on something called Retrieval augmented generation right now, and it makes difference and doing
Sounds
sort of
fancy.
information gain.
Yep. It's
Uh,
like information blob, knowledge blob, something like that. The concept of putting more and more information to the limited amount of words, let's say. So you examine a piece of content, extract some information, then you put them next to each other and see like, hey, you read this piece of content and check if there's anything missing in the knowledge blob I just created. And you add and you add and you add and you end up with so much dense of information piece of like knowledge base that you can then use to influence the large language model, which only task will be to write with the proper grammar and style, only using the information that is prepared prior to generating that article.
And now you should realize that the whole AI game is not about the content. I mean content, so strings of something, because Google large language models are great doing it as a copywriter. But the whole idea is about the knowledge and covering knowledge and even extending the knowledge. This expression knowledge bulb is perfect to put it. Yeah. And Google will cut the waste and the content which don't involve this whole process we mentioned. It's not, you don't need next website about pancakes.
Why not?
Yeah.
Pancakes are great.
But there's dozens of websites already existing. Yeah, but if you extend somehow the concept of pancakes, you will give, I don't know, 100 other recipes from all countries around the world and extend it to something more, is the name of the game.
And that's actually an interesting thing you mentioned here, like expanding on the topic, on the concept of like said pancakes, right? So this is where Nemanja steps in. I mean, the sleep industry, right?
Yeah.
It's all over. I mean, I have a mattress shop right next to my home. You know,
That's cool.
There are so many different companies providing various various
Products,
stuff
yeah.
for products and stuff for better sleep, you know, more comfortable mattresses, more comfortable pillows, I don't know, maybe the mouth tape or whatever, and things like that. So speaking of making things stand out, like how do you, this is a question for all three of you, because in each of your own areas of influence, let's say, right, your companies, how do you understand like what makes your particular brand stand out from the rest, unless it's like a highly innovational and cutting edge product or technology or something like that?
Yeah, I'll briefly touch base with that, how we build Sleep Advisor. And it's so when we started, there were like all the shitty websites, like ugly looking websites. And I was like, yeah, like something needs to improve here. Like it's so outdated and everything like looked like 10 years behind, you know, and really ugly. So we went with that idea to upgrade the uh, research experience, not just to research, you know, which mattress is the best or which sleep product is the best, but more to kind of like upgrade how people uh, look for products, because that was my issue as well. Like I was looking for coffee makers, and it was like I couldn't find. Like I had to go to some Reddit or something like that, like to actually find. Yeah, like actually, like, I now search on Reddit, even though that's like a cesspit of negativity there, but like still, you know, it's better than some AI produced parasite site. But yeah, long story short, you know, we built the whole thing. You know, we paid for our content. We paid like 10x for the research, for native English writers, and all that. Like everybody was ordering from, you know, iWriter or some crap out there, and yeah, so like I think that was what set that brand apart at the beginning, and then YouTube videos, obviously, and that then YouTube videos became the norm. Like everybody had to do videos in that niche, otherwise you're not relevant. And social media, we didn't really do that as much as we should, but nowadays social media is a mess as well. And even though we paid so much for that content, just looking at heat maps show that people just click on the first thing that's in the table and that's it. And it was kind of a revelation. And like we blew so much money on creating this content, this awesome content, and then people don't really read it. Like maybe like 5% of people read the actual stuff. So begs the question, like should I actually write for the user, for those 5% of people who will actually read it, or should I just make something that will satisfy Google, rank it, and have a nice table or optimized click-through? So that's that. But I'll let Robert and Michal pitch in.
Yeah, I would say that this AI content is much better for the support pages. Like you have your one greatest page with the greatest conversion and greatest video, but then you use these articles to push them forward with like army of internal links. So they are just indirectly boosting the conversion. And there was a great question from Carl about how to stand out with AI content and the information gain. And I
I
can tell
was
you,
about to read it next,
yeah,
but okay, go on.
can I? Because it's really
Sure.
important. So we've done in place.
Okay, can I just read it out for
Please do.
everyone?
Please do.
Yeah. So Carl Kanger is asking, elaborate on information gain. If it's new information, quote unquote, it can't be verified. In this way, AI hallucinations are information gain,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
So that will be quick. So I consider new information as for Google new information. So new information according to what's in there in the SERP right now. And I found it really interesting to put extra information from PDFs, from YouTube videos, transcripts, and many different sources to this knowledge graph, and it will be considered as a new information in the environment on the SERP. And imagine that you can even Google along the way of the concepts that AI is figuring out based on what it finds in the SERPs. Like, okay, someone wrote about, I don't know, latex mattress that is inflatable at the same time, right? And you didn't find too much information in that particular SERP. So what you can do, you can set that agent to Google that and find another SERP to elaborate on that piece of information. And this way, you can get the information gain that is like bigger than what you already found in the SERP. That's it. I was supposed to be short.
You're right, Michał. I just want to extend this concept of hallucination. Hallucination is totally different than information gain. And hallucination is, for example, let's say, cat has 5 legs, or Antony Blinken was the president of the United States. If Google is processing your content, because not every content is processed by Google, but if it's processing, they can cut or find information is totally not relevant, not true, and is the biggest problem that you write or in your content that Antony Blinken was a president 50 years ago. It's possible to hallucinate this way, especially on cheap or older language models, and it's a problem.
Okay, there's a follow-up question from Carl. So if there's a podcast that says Robert was a belly dancer as a teenager and no one on the website has claimed that, I put it on my site and win.
If the podcast is authority source, I would say go for it.
I actually have something in my private library, and I will send it to Carl.
Okay, but getting back to my question that Nemanja answered, what makes you understand that your brand, your company, your business stands out from the rest?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you understand that? aside from AI, or maybe including AI, whatever it is, like let's say all three of you are cooking cookies, right? All of them are with chocolate chips, chocolate chip cookies. All of them are made with pretty much the same flour and dough. But one of you, let's say Michal, sells more than the two of you. Like, what makes you understand that you stand out? Not just the revenue, but I mean the way you do it, how you do it in your particular areas of expertise.
For
I
us,
think
oh
it's
yeah,
a
go for it,
perfect-
Robert. Go for it. Go for
I
it.
just wanted to say that it's a perfect question for Michał, because Surfer is so great and sexy and everything. But I realize why we are standing out of the crowd. It was based on HR problems, and we wanted to hire experts in the Polish market. And I realized that okay, it's something going on with our brand because we were able to even headhunt people from other companies, and they wanted to come to us. And it's quite hard to hire good experts on expert level, and they have let's say high
Demands.
salaries, demands, and stuff. And we realized, okay, we are doing great because it was so easy for us to get them from the market. Yeah, and it's my, let's say, benchmark how good we run the business. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So would you say like your company is a great place to work? Like that sets you apart. Like how you treat your employees, how you pay them, how how you communicate, and
The
all that.
benefits you provide to
The
them.
benefits,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
It's not about benefits anymore because it's
Yeah.
typical for us, for every company in Poland, that everybody has
Benefits are
free gym
standard.
stuff. Benefits are standard. It should be something extra, and the extra
Oh,
is
yeah.
not about money. It's about challenges in most cases.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
They are hitting the roof, and there's no more room to expand the knowledge, expand the operation and stuff. And if they have proper challenges to achieve, yeah.
Yeah.
Most important stuff.
Before Michal answers, I'd like to do to make a short input on this as well. I've been reading this book by Daniel Pink, Drive, and he's basically talking about this thing that when you want to motivate someone, it's not about the money anymore. It's not about like the
Up to a
this-
certain point, right? Like,
well, yeah, of
yeah.
course, up to a certain point. But I mean, if you're hiring a professional that's
course.
like that can get hired pretty much into any great company, like what can you offer to them? It's the challenges. It's to make them interested in the thing they do, like to make them to let them enjoy what they're doing, to provide them some certain extent, certain liberty to some extent, let's say, like to be creative, probably to come up with new initiatives that might not like directly align with the company's main vision, but still somehow move into that direction. So yeah, it's just a small.
This
Yeah,
is
so
really
maybe as
important.
What
a
would you?
recommendation?
Please, please. Yeah.
Sorry,
Go on,
sorry.
Robert.
One question and I'm silent. Maybe it's a good recommendation for the people who are listening to us, that ask yourself a question about your last recruiting process and the feedback you get from the guys. And maybe then you can ask yourself the next question: how to get this sort of feedback that they want to work with you, and you are able to headhunt from bigger companies. And if you achieve it, you are out of the bubble, out of the. It's not good to say out of the box, but you are better than your competitors.
Mhm.
What would you like say that makes Odys better than the competitors? And I know there are quite a few domain marketplaces.
Well, it's our process of let's say of getting the domains or sites onto our platform. I mean, I don't remember what it was. So it was some platform that wanted to sell some of its inventory through us as well, and they've submitted. I don't remember how many. There were like several thousands of domains, and just like a small fraction of them, like 0.05% just passed through our due diligence, which includes all the things, like from the name itself, the history, as I mentioned, right? I can't remember all the stuff at this point, but yeah, just a small fraction got through it. So we're, as Alex Drew, our CEO, likes to say, like, we're very picky. We're very picky in terms of selecting our inventory. And yeah, we do have this sell your domain service, right? For those people who would like to sell their domains that they're not using or haven't been using at all or whatever. And we do constantly get new submissions, like on a daily basis. I'm not the one like sifting through them, but I know that just the same that it's just a small fraction of those domains that are submitted that end up in our marketplace, because we're looking for quality and we have our process. I think this is one of the things that makes us stand out from the crowd. The other is the complex approach, because we don't just provide the spreadsheet with the list of domains and all the stats. Like we try to package it all up into one like solid product, right? Like with all the proper descriptions. We have the mentorship program as well, where like guys like Israel Godat, James Dulick, Ezra Dash, Carl Hudson, Kyle Claver, a few other guys providing their recommendations on what people could do with this particular domain, right? And they can also like reach out to them and book a coaching session and either ask them about the domain they're thinking about getting, or pick their brain in terms of I don't know, overcoming some SEO hardships or handling their EAT or whatever it is that they're doing, you know. So we're really trying to provide this well-rounded service, not just the product itself. So I guess those are several things that make Odys as a brand, as a domain provider, service provider, different from competitors. As far as being a part of the team, that's what I was just saying about. Like I really love what I do. It's
we can see that.
and it's not just the live stream, not just the podcast. It's everything involved with communicating with people, building partnerships, handling various communication matters. You know, everything that's related to that, and that's my area of responsibility. I really enjoy that. I really enjoy the word
the challenge.
The challenge, yeah. I remembered that I was just saying it, and it just escaped my mind. Yeah. So yeah, this is
nice,
what makes this company
special
for me.
That's cool.
Hope I answered your question.
100%.
All right, Michal, it's your turn to answer the question.
What was the question? Because I have so many follow-ups in my mind that I don't know which one to choose.
What makes your brand, your company, stand out from the crowd? And how do you understand it?
Okay, I will put it like more like an instruction for the people. So when you are on the beginning, when we were on the beginning, it's all about getting your hands dirty and really doing the work yourself to understand the needs of the customers and like show your employees, your people, that you are not the boss sitting somewhere, but you are working hard, quite often more than anybody else, to just show that there's a spirit of and the culture of a hardworking like team all together. And this way you can motivate people, especially when you don't have money at the beginning. Then you can obviously pay like you should be paying, but at first you can like work really hard to show that you believe in that, so you can catch like people with believing in what you do. And when you are like, when you discover that, okay, we got some sort of product market fit, and like we discover that, okay, it's a real deal, dedicate 100% to that venture, because otherwise you will split your attention into two, like raising funds, maybe running some side hustles, maybe a blog, maybe something, and you end up with diluting into so many different ventures that you cannot decide which one to like follow with. So I feel like this made us stand out, because nobody from the founders and from the people we are hiring, they are not having like a side gigs. Like, we are believing in what we do, and we dedicate 120% of our time and our like energy, brain energy, obviously, to that. So I think this is a help. This helps to stand out from the crowd, I guess.
Just 120%?
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the answers. There's a question from, I hope I pronounce it right, Eli Forneville or Eli Forneville. Question to Surfer: how are you going to differentiate yourself with other tools now that we're focusing on helpful content? I can rank with 2 keywords if it's helpful over adding all keywords.
So it's all about the strategy in the first place to decide whether to rank these keywords together or separately. So we'll get into the clustering stuff and figuring out the topical map first. But when we like assume that we already have it, it's like what we are trying to do is we are trying to spend as many tokens as we can to stay profitable on that, to gather as much information as possible, including Googling dozens of times to follow up questions while we are generating the single article. So I would say it's all about that information we can acquire prior to generating that piece. And I have a couple of cases. I showed them in Chiang Mai, and it's been a month since then, and they are still like on the going up. So I would say that you don't have to be afraid of these updates if you produce AI content that is not garbage, that is not like straight out of ChatGPT content. That's just okay if you get the information right. And I feel like Robert will second me on this.
Yeah,
On this approach.
100% sure. And you need to ask yourself what your clients are looking for, because in most cases they are not looking for content. Sorry. And you need to fulfill their, let's name it as user needs, whatever you name it, but you need to fulfill it, and that's it. And
Yeah. Ideally, you do the Nemanja approach with these converting pages and use AI pages to help them rank higher. Like, get the Odys H domain, craft the best converting page you can with the best writers, with the best knowledge, with the best intent cracking and stuff, and then push 20 articles from behind to push that page up through the internal link signals. That's the secret sauce right now.
And at the end of the day, realize like Nemanja that nobody is reading it.
Yeah, just for yourself.
Or you can just I don't know, write and upload it to some archive, like a scientific paper, you know.
Yeah.
Just for the select few to read it.
Yeah, but I have an idea. I haven't done it yet because it's too small time in my calendar right now. But I want to generate using the Hagen the avatar who is reading articles and content from my website at the top. And I think it could be quite a good idea just to test it if somebody is rather prefer to listening to it, even some sort of TLDR based on the content, and quite easy and cheap solution. I will try it next year for sure.
Nice.
Okay, nice. By the way, speaking of trying out new stuff, I don't know if you could share, if you'd like to share on about like what you're trying out, testing out right now, whether it's chat technology based or finance based or whatever. I mean, some new revelations maybe. You don't have to be specific if it's something you don't want to reveal at this point.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
go
Nemanja, I can
first.
see that you. Yeah, sure.
I'm like ready to go. Yeah, I'm like as far as new stuff, like I'm learning about e-commerce, something that interested me while I was running Sleep Advisor, and also learning technical analysis because I realized I'm illiterate about that, and kind of want to know, if it's the right time to invest or sit on your hands. So yeah, that's kind of the two things that I'm learning
Hmm.
in this or in next year, I guess.
Okay. And how are you planning to apply that to your business, to your entrepreneurship journey?
Well, yeah, I mean, I invested in a couple e-commerce businesses.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
One of them is pretty big right now, and the other one kind of stagnating. But yeah, I want to learn more about the business model and how to pull levers and how to grow that, because it's so much different. In e-commerce, SEO is just one component. You can have an e-commerce just with SEO, I guess, and it's really profitable. But yeah, there are many other things that you need to do, unlike with the content side. Yeah. So yeah, and with technical analysis, I want to know, if I'm buying stocks, if publicly traded companies, I want to know if it's the right time to buy, and kind of like researching the macro and all that. I'm not sure that's kind of like the boring part. But yeah, I kind of wanted to learn that and not be illiterate when it comes to finance. And also, obviously, finance. If you're investing, like you need to learn finance, which I sucked at, and I sucked at math and like everything. I used ChatGPT to kind of plug the like financial statement, and I'm like, yeah, like just tell me if this is good or not. Like, what are the red flags here?
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Robert.
So my answer is quite easy. I also will ask you to share it on a chat. These two links. My business partner showed me a few concepts
Okay.
based on this DeFi.ai and Coher.com.
Okay. I'm sharing them in the YouTube chat right
Yeah,
now.
share it. I fully encourage everybody to check this DeFi.ai, amazing platform to build AI application, and you can build your own application with your own knowledge, with all fancy and quite advanced technology on board. It's amazing. There's also something I would deep dive till the end of the year to this concept of re-ranking a content and re-ranking a passages. There is, let's imagine we are generating the answer for something, and we can generate 10 answers or 10 examples and rank it which is more accurate for algorithm and use it, the most accurate passage, most accurate part. And yeah, for sure, it's the second link is coher.com, and I will deep dive to it 100% until the end of the year, and we'll build some sort of stuff based on it. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I'll say this
nice.
looks amazing, by the way. Like
Oh
these
yeah.
two sites.
And for sure, you need to check this DeFi.ai. There is a lot of fancy stuff already implemented with high, let's say, yeah, quite great quality.
Is this like live right now, or you're planning to release it soon?
It's not my software actually.
Okay.
I just wanna build something on top of it, and
Makes sense.
and yeah, it's the thing, and yeah, go for it. Check the documentation. Amazing possibilities.
Nice.
Oh, thanks for sharing. All right,
Yeah.
Michal.
I will be a bit more to the ground. So what I'm learning right now is like how I can have a better impact with what I do tomorrow for the company, for the SEO community. And it's like I try to ask myself at least once a week, is this thing that I'm doing the right thing to do right now? and I help myself with data analysis to figure it out. I was really hesitant to that because I was believing 100% into gut feeling and so on, but it's not the best idea at some point. So I try to learn to decide like if the thing that I'm doing is the right thing to do, and how to decide is that I ask for the information, like analyze the data, analyze the usage patterns, analyze the algorithm update, whatever, to help my gut to be informed decision instead of like based on what I feel. So these are the biggest challenges I have right now, to get more data into my decisions and actually check myself. Am I doing the right thing? If so, okay, carry on. If not, what else? Ask somebody else like for the feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing for me.
great approach, especially you're running the R&D operation, so you know to, yeah, fingers
It's
crossed.
it's so hard. I can tell you, it's so hard
Yeah,
to
it is.
give away your pet project. Like we've been investing, I don't know, 4 weeks of time in it, and now what? We have to throw it away? Well, yes, because there is like new GPT, whatever LLM that turns out to be working better in this area. However, you communicate with it differently, so you cannot reuse the same prompt. So you cannot stick to, like, it's like building on sand quite often, and you have to like adjust to it, and like another wave is coming every half an hour. So just we have to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
crazy race.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to read out the message by Eli Fornevale, but Michal has already answered to it in the YouTube chat. All right, we have just under 10 minutes left. So I guess my last question to all three of you would be: when do you understand it's time to scale? I mean, you have this amazing business that's running smooth, that's earning you money. Like for example, Surfer, right? That's been around for so many years, that's trusted by so many people, that's used effectively, and then you just you scale into a new area like Surfer AI, for example,
Yeah.
right? I'm just using it for as an example. I mean, at what point you understand that it's time to scale your business and not just keep moving in the same lane that you've been in for the past, I don't know, years.
Inside the Tornado, there is a book that teaches you how to observe the market and look for the next it's a huge change, huge disruption, and you just have to be ready to get inside and well you scale up into the different areas when you spot the opportunity, and you decide that okay, it's time for me to jump in because I can afford, let's say, losing in that field. So yeah, like
Hmm.
if you feel like you're ready, you can get the new venture. You need to be ready, and when the time comes, you are ready. You are either first or second, or like in a top, and then you can succeed. So just watch the market, and the book Inside the Tornado, really good one.
Inside the Tornado. Okay, guys,
Inside the
remember,
tornado.
Inside the Tornado. Go and check it out. All right, Nemanja, what about you?
Yeah, like I'll see what we didn't do, and I know that now after a couple years after selling, and that's basically how to create a media company. And I shared that back in the day, like when I started on LinkedIn, like a year ago, something like that, maybe 6 months. So basically, uh, we had this amazing brand, like, but it's one brand, and if you can check, if you check it on Ahrefs, like it's sliding down after after 2 years, whatever. So there is a risk in owning one brand, and I kind of realized that, but we didn't have a full, because it was not just me, obviously. It was Rob as well, and a couple other people. So uh, we had to decide, like, do we acquire more brands and turn it into a media company, or just continue running the same one. And we kind of failed into transitioning to the media company phase. And later, when we sold, I learned the business model that these guys that acquired it, they're doing. So basically, they use the cheap capital of 2021 of like whatever 1% interest, and they acquired a bunch of sites, 5 or 6, something like that. And when you command so much traffic, then you can raise your CPA, you can raise your like percentage of commissions and all that. So you can acquire a brand at whatever, like 3-4x, and immediately get like 2x back. So like immediately double the revenue that you're getting. And that's the power of a media company. Like you command so much traffic and so much, and also de-risking the business. So basically, if one brand goes down for whatever reason, others may go back. And also they're built by other people, different strategies, different type of content, like, so it's different than you building like 5 sites. You'd probably use the same tactic. If it worked on one side, you'll probably use the same tactic on all others, and you'll get smashed at the same time on all of them. So yeah, like that was, I think like 2020 was the scaling year for us. But because we had Sleep Foundation come in and Slash take like 50% of the market share, we went down basically in traffic. So we kind of wanted to retake that. So we got stuck in that loop trying to get back what's ours, I guess. And never transitioned to the media company phase.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing that. All right, Robert.
So the moment for scaling, it was a question, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole entrepreneurship and the business stuff is about not only about scaling but moving things forward. And we are working and living in some, say, fast world right now. And I realize the moment for scaling is when I'm not involved in the process. When the things are going without my input, like I'm closing the deal or whatever, or somebody else, it's even better case. If somebody else is closing deal in our agency and things are just happening, it's the moment for scaling. And as say C-level management, you need to go to this, let's say, moment in your company when you just not you are not involved in the operation, and then you are able to scale, adding additional people because they have processes and SOPs and stuff, and they know how to operate. You have middle managers in the moment for sure, and they are running the operation of the departments. And then you can scale, add more people, more lead stream, more, let's say, leads, deals, traffic, whatever you name it, and more stuff. And you need to go to the phase and solve internal problems and operation. Then is the moment, and we are in the moment right now. So I'm happy. Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for sharing all of that. Thanks for this conversation. I mean, the hour went past like
100%,
like a minute. It seems like we just started talking. So thanks everyone for watching, for listening. Thank you, Robert, Nemanja, and Michal, for joining in and sharing your thoughts and dropping those knowledge bombs. I mean, it's one of those conversations that I personally want to get back to and listen to it again and again to just pick some of the stuff that I didn't remember while talking to you. And stay tuned for the next week's conversation, as I'm going to be joined by Matt Singers, Alex Savy, and Steven Kana of White Press. So it's going to be another great discussion about SEO, business, marketing, and stuff like that. Just
I'll watch that.
Be my guest. And guys, once again, really
thank you so much for
thank you very much for joining. Was a terrific conversation.
Pleasure talking to you guys.
Thank you very much.